Hi everyone, and welcome to our webinar on how to turn an average user into a higher value customer. Over the next 40 minutes, we'll be diving deep into the key metrics and strategies you can use to drive sustainable growth for your application. Let me quickly introduce you to speakers for today's webinar. And let's start with Elena, my colleague from Pushwoosh. She's the head of contact. And me, my name is Antonina. I'm a partnerships manager at Adjust, covering Eastern Europe and Israel. As we all know, the mobile app landscape is highly competitive. To succeed, we need to have a deep understanding of our users and their behavior throughout the entire life cycle. Basically, from discovery and acquisition to engagement and retention. And the user lifecycle is a critical framework that outlines the different stages a user goes through when interacting with the application. It starts, of course, with discovery and acquisition, where we attract new users and convert them into installing the application. Then we move into the engagement phase, where we work to activate new users, re-engaged lapsed users, and encourage reinstalls. Finally, we have this to called the loyalty loop, where we aim to build a strong bond with our users, have them enjoy our application, and ultimately turn them into brand advocates. And to support this user life cycle, let's go for the next slide. So to support this entire user life cycle, we need a comprehensive mobile marketing stack that ties all the data and touch points together. This is where Adjust comes into play. Adjust allows us to track user behavior from the very first impression through the install and into in-app activity and re-engagement. By having this full visibility, we can make that data-driven decisions to basically optimize our marketing efforts and finally drive better results. And let's start by looking at the core metrics for measuring user acquisition and the cost of those acquisitions. Metrics that you can see on this slide, like click-through rate, cost per install, and cost per acquisition, help you understand the efficiency of your user acquisition campaigns and where you may need to optimize. But acquisition is just the first step. Retention and engagement metrics like retention rate, churn rate, and conversion rate are critical for understanding how well you are keeping users active and loyal over time. These metrics give you insights into the health and longevity of your user base. With a solid understanding of your key metrics, you can then start implementing strategies to drive sustainable revenue growth. Some key areas of focus include, first of all, identifying the most relevant in-app events and user actions to track and optimize for. Then, incentivizing users strategically to encourage desired behaviors. And also reactivating churned users through retargeting and different re-engagement campaigns. Leveraging cohort analysis is also one of the key strategies. This allows you to understand user behavior patterns over time. And finally, soft launching new features or campaigns to test and learn before you go scaling. And at the heart of it all are the three golden R's: reattribution, retargeting, and re-engagement. These tactics allow you to measure the efforts that bring your users back, keep them engaged, and maximize their lifetime value. But what is reattribution? Reattribution is all about measuring the channels that are successful at bringing your users back to your application. it matches a user's re-engagement back to the original marketing touchpoint that actually brought them to install in the first place. But it's not just about installs. It's all about retaining those users and keeping them engaged over the long term. Retained and re-engaged users actually have, as you might know, significantly higher engagement rates compared to, for example, newly acquired users. So, based on our research across various industries, of course, this number might vary depending on the case or industry, but approximately 80% of newly acquired users usually churn the day after. Also, users who opt in to push notifications tend to show 2 times higher long-term retention rates. Such features as regular product updates, special offers, live ops progression reminders allow you to create a valuable notification hook for users and keep them engaged. And this is where retargeting and re-engagement come in. Retargeting allows you to target your retained users with personalized campaigns and different offers, while re-engagement helps you to win back those who have become inactive or churned. To execute on these strategies, you need to find the right mix of channel. Let's go for the next slide. And these channels might vary from email and push notifications to dynamic product ads and connected TV, depending on case. And the key is delivering the right message to the right user and at the right time. So to sum it up, by mastering the user lifecycle, leveraging the right metrics, and implementing strategies like reattribution, retargeting, and re-engagement, you can unlock sustainable revenue growth for your mobile app. And this is where I want to give a word to my colleague Elena, and she can dive deeper and explain in more detail on how to basically do this.
Thank you very much, Anthony, and that's been insightful. Yeah, finding the right channel and delivering the right message is everything that Pushwoosh is about. We serve as an omni-channel customer engagement platform and also as an actionable CDP. And we're a just integrated partner. And this is how we work together. Well, first, we receive events from Adjust. Then we centralize and activate it with our CDP features, allowing you to create user-centric profiles and turn the insights and data you receive into personalized messaging across the channels, push notifications, emails, in-app messages, WhatsApp, and SMS. And on any of these channels, your messaging can be personalized for your target audiences, such as high value customers, high potential ones, at risk users, newly acquired users, or basically any other segment you may think of that you may require to create effective campaigns. We do take pride in our customer success, and we've witnessed and, dare I say, enabled our customers to achieve tremendous results in revenue metrics, in driving direct sales from push notification campaigns, in receiving huge numbers of incoming traffic to the app, which is essential if you monetize your app with app traffic and monetization. Then, last but not least, we help customers to get as high results in their engagement campaigns as possible, because from engagement, this is your gateway to further conversions and revenue. And what we're going to present next is going to be based on true success stories of our two common customers with Adjust. These stories are going to be anonymized, but what I get to reveal is some of their strategies and the most important results. And I'll pass the mic to Antonina so that she reveals a bit on how it all starts on the Adjust side.
Yes, so here what you can see basically the screenshot from one of the demo dashboards that we have at Adjust with demo data. But I just wanted to showcase the KPIs that I mentioned before in the presentations. So this one is from the one of the main dashboards overview that allows you to have a higher observation of what is happening inside your application. And what you can see is the total number of installs for the past 3 months and the retention rate for the first day, as well as ROAS for the first day and the lifetime value of all these users also for the first day. And I just wanted to emphasize that it's important to have everything and all your data in one single place in order to understand on what is happening not only before the install but also after, and because this basically information that helps you to understand which strategy you need to follow in order to optimize your budget and change maybe your marketing strategy as well. And yes, as we mentioned before, Pushwoosh is our integrated partner, and the integration is super easy and quick to realize. You just need to go to our partner selection, choose Pushwoosh, and follow these 4 steps. Let's go to the next slides. Yes, and you can also define what kind of data you want to share with Pushwoosh. But Yelena will dive deeper into this in a minute. I also wanted to highlight that we have very extensive and well-written help center where you can find on how to set it up step by step. And also in this help center that is publicly available, you just need to Google Adjust Help Center, and then you can take a look and find answers almost to each question that you might have. Also important to highlight here that we have open source SDK, and if you want to make familiar with the first steps needed to start using Adjust, you can also do this and find this information in the Help Center as well. Yes, that's it from my side.
Yeah, I got to say that setting up this integration is the effort worth taking, because thanks to it, you're going to be able to create event-based campaigns that will help you retain customers. For example, here are one of the success metrics that our customer, a game app, has got since integrating Pushwoosh and Adjust together. We can see their daily active users and monthly active users. The percentage is much higher than those median benchmarks that we've calculated for their app category. There will be the links to more benchmarks. So if you're not a game app, you will still get to compare your metrics to the industry benchmarks. And of course, it's great to have such a surge of daily active users soon after you've started using more event data in your campaigns. Well, the more app opens, the more app sessions you have, the higher potential revenue you may receive. If you monetize your app with app traffic monetization, if you count on receiving returning customers, because these are the ones that are going to have higher customer lifetime value. And especially if these are newly acquired users, you want to observe similar correlation in the growth of your app installs and further app opens. Because have a look at these 2 charts. We see that at the beginning of April, this game app had an extensive user acquisition campaign. They had a huge number of users coming to the app. And what happened next is that luckily the app managed to activate those users. They've stayed engaged and active after the campaign. And this basically means that the app secured a positive ROI from their user acquisition campaign because users stayed with the app, Hopefully, they even convert it to some monetary actions. And hopefully, these are the things that you are going to observe on your dashboards as well. Getting back to our events, what we talk about? Well, we talk about events being passed from adjust to pushwoosh. We talk about user behavior data, something invaluable, as you know. And if you get to your event section in your pushwoosh account, you're going to see all sorts of events that you are tracking and that you've commanded to get transferred to Pushwoosh. This can be some more generic events such as installs and sessions, something most of the apps want to track. These may be some more custom ones. For example, for our example game app, they have this key point of the game storyline where a user arrives to the power city where the most fun begins, where most of conversions take place, where most of ad placements or in-app purchases happen. These may also be such important events as in-app purchases. And I want to emphasize that these are going to be auto-generated events directly transmitted from Adjust to Pushwoosh. These may be transmitted with all the attributes connected to them. You may even get to edit those attributes. Maybe you don't need as many of them in your further campaigns. And another option is to have those events transferred and auto-generated via Touch API. Such an option also exists. And whatever custom event you may have, it's also going to be passed to Pushwoosh with all the related attributes. And this is where the fun for marketing team begins, because there, using Pushwoosh Customer Journey Builder, you get to create personalized user journeys and communication campaigns. How can you use those event triggers? For example, continuing with our game app example, you can start your event as an entry point to the journey. So here, for example, a player arrives at that power city where the most active game begins. Then you can combine that event from originally from Adjust with other options we have in Pushwoosh. For example, you can do a reachability check and to split your audience into those that are able to receive your push notifications and those that are not, because what's the use of sending them notifications, spoiling your statistics if they're not even going to receive them. Then you may want to do a multi-language check. For example, you're an international app with your audience speaking various languages, and you've prepared your multi-language content only in a few of them. You do want to speak your audience's language, both speaking directly and metaphorically. And here we have prepared messages for our English, French, Spanish, and Italian speaking audiences. The rest, sorry, they're not going to participate in the campaign. Then you may want to take a pause and give your users some time to look around your app, or in our case, the game city, and so that they can convert on their own, so that they can get active, try out some features, take some challenges, whatever your app considers them to take. From there, we get to track events once again. For example, in our game app, we want them to unlock some achievements. Have they unlocked them? Have they not? We are going to push them further via personalized journeys. For those who haven't triggered such an achievement unlocked event, we're going to challenge them. Take the challenge. Then we'll see if this has motivated them to unlock that achievement. And it's all good and great to have one target action happening in your app, but we want them to complete the entire mission. And we're also going to track them with the help of events. If we have a part of the audience that's not interested in proceeding on the game journey, we're going to just tag them as abandoned power city. We may get back to this step in our re-engagement campaigns to come up with any other content that may motivate them to go back to the game further. And we'll continue with those that haven't completed the entire mission. We may challenge them once again. We may send them something like Power City needs you, and their communication can go on and on and on until the user completes all the target actions that we want them to. But most importantly, by such approach, we not just push users to the actions that we require them to take, rather we fit into their context. So there is a personalized user journey for every individual user. And another motivational slide from my side is that with such event-based campaigns, you get to impact your sales directly. It's great to have a stable number of app sessions, especially if this is all you need for your app traffic monetization. But it's even better to see on your dashboards some peaks of numbers of purchases at certain points. For example, after you've sent out converting messaging campaigns, after you've seen an arrival of new users. This is great that soon after the acquisition, soon after the app install, they start generating revenue generating events. And apart from using events that you receive from Adjust to Pushwoosh for event-based campaigns, you may also use them to track and prove the effectiveness of your campaigns, of your efforts. So any dashboards that you observe, you may set it up for your custom events. And what I also encourage you to do is to track retention, not just as retention to app opens, because it's great to know what percentage of users stays with you, stays active, keeps interest in the game or app that you have. But it's even better to see, for example, how many of those who've completed the first in-app purchase keep purchasing again and again, or keep triggering any other event that may be valuable for you. So this way you receive even more valuable statistics. And hopefully by using the Pushwoosh and Adjust integration and the tips shared with you are going to turn your regular users into true revenue boosters. Do you have any questions from our audience, Antonina?
Yes, we did receive a couple of questions, and the first one was about how to actually start trying or start testing our solutions and understand the value, let's say, in action. And I wanted to highlight here that for Adjust, especially for the ones who joined this webinar, we have a special condition, let's say, to have a free trial, so you can test everything out without any commitment for now. For do this, please reach out to me or leave the demo request on the website that we also put in our presentation. Elena, if you can go to the next slide so I can also show where to find it. Yes, and by doing this, you will be able to actually test everything with Adjust and start hopefully increase and grow your application with us.
Yeah, I'd also like to add that you can equally try out Pushwoosh for free. Yeah, just sign up and see what we have to offer.
Perfect. Also, we have another question regarding benchmarks, and this is actually a very common question that I keep receiving from our clients and also partners. Everyone wants to understand what is the ideal, let's say, cost per install or per action for the application, but I need to say that it's very hard range or number to provide because it's highly depending on the strategy you're following, the countries you're running your campaigns, the channels you're using to run these campaigns, and also industry, the application, and a lot of different factors that can actually affect this price for install, this cost per install. So we don't have any benchmarks that you can use as a goal you want to reach. You need to test it out and try your own strategies and see the results and optimize them. This is the best way how to do it.
Yeah, and what about retention and churn benchmarks? I believe it's a bit easier to judge and to assess, to benchmark your retention and churn metrics against the competition or just other apps in the industry. We've conducted a few data studies at Pushwoosh, estimating the median and average retention and churn benchmarks. So please make sure to check them out. And there are even there is even more information out there regarding retention and churn. But yeah, most importantly, I do encourage you to have a look at your own dynamics. Eventually, you want to have your retention metrics go up and your churn go down during the time, especially of using all those event-based strategies. And also, why don't you check out a few of our success stories, like those I've shared on one of the slides, because this is how you're going to see what results you may achieve if you take those retention efforts to the next level.
Yes, and I think that's it from the questions that we got so far. If you do have any questions left, feel free to reach out to us. We left here some contact details, so you're welcome to reach out to us and ask any questions you might still have. Thank you for your attention, and yeah, let's keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you very much for being with us, and don't hesitate to send us your questions. See you soon.
See you.